We sitting here, we talk, let's be real. Ain't nobody running from it. This whole Kaepernick stuff that went down. So let's analyze this for a second. Colin Kaepernick takes a knee. It was for police brutality. It was for racial discrimination and racial inequality. What black man would possibly have a problem with that? Where I took issue was your execution after you took a knee. Because now it's about where you going from here.
Day 4 of my $1 million pledge, 10 for 10.
I'm so proud and humbled to present the Muhammad Ali Legacy Award to Colin Kaepernick.
San Francisco 49ers quarterback and activist Colin Kaepernick has been hosting Know Your Rights team boot camps at cities across the country.
Kaepernick made the $1 million pledge. He was going to give away $1 million of his own money.
Amazing news. Turkish Airlines granted us an airplane to fly to Somalia, a 60-ton cargo plane, so we can fly there with food, with water for these people.
So who's behind the scenes? It wasn't just Jay-Z and a host of other people. It was also me.
Prepare yourself for Stephen A. Smith always inserting himself to praise himself at every turn.
I happen to know that Jay-Z and Rock Nation was leading the call behind the scenes, working with the NFL. The owners, half the owners didn't want to do it. They literally said, bump them. And I was told Jay-Z was like, oh, hell no, yes, you do.
Is there any doubt Jay-Z is Stephen A.'s source at this point?
And I'm explaining all of this, and all anybody sees is, I don't agree with Cap. Or Eric Reed, and he ain't a real brother. He's like Uncle Tom. And I'm like, really? Do you think these issues will come up on First Take as often as they do if I did not say okay?
Thus, the praising. Surprising, as Disney and ESPN is being disparaged by Stephen A. Smith, saying he runs things, everything goes through him. He's putting down the people behind the scenes, the entire control room, essentially like Roger Goodell becoming judge, jury, and executioner of content.
Where I took issue was your execution after you took a knee.
There's a lot to take in. First, this is a really important point as Smith is a master of manipulation. He does not bring up the NFL because we've already seen on live TV, he will protect his sources at all costs.
I was told Colin Kaepernick shows up to the job Saturday. He got a job.
But they lied to you.
How do we know that?
Based on the information, I believe it's my opinion that they lied to you.
Okay, and I don't think they did.
Another Smith point. Never owning the mistake.
You can debate the waiver all you want to. For all I don't know whether it's true or not, I have it. I'm not disputing it. That's for the NFL to do.
Why, I ponder, does Stephen A.'s faux pas journalism go out the window when it pertains to the most important piece of this puzzle, the waiver?
Ladies and gentlemen, in my hand, I have two notes, two letters.
Because someone leaked a confidential waiver to Stephen A. in exchange to play ball.
This was signed by Colin Kaepernick in 2011. His signature's right there.
Just like when he presented two waivers that were far different.
How was the waiver that the NFL gave to Kaepernick different from what they would have given to any other free agent walking into tryout?
Well, because it had a certain clause in it that said you cannot take any action for anything that takes place inside of the grounds, and not just injury. And that the negotiation that took place between Colin's camp and the NFL was, okay, well, let's just use the standard injury clause, the standard injury waiver that everyone uses. But this was a different document. This document said that you cannot take any action about anything, any and all actions that occur. And what they're really talking about is what happens after Colin works out. Suppose he sits down with the NFL, with a team, any given team, and that team asks you, if we sign you, do you plan on kneeling? And if you say, and if Colin Kaepernick said, yes, I plan on kneeling, and then suddenly he doesn't get signed, then he has waived his right to take any action as a collusion lawsuit, because right then and there, that question is collusive.
Remember, Stephen A. said this.
He don't want to play. He wants to be a martyr.
Then continued his public backing.
But just for clarification purposes, are you sure that the NFL is not telling the truth? You spoke to Colin Kaepernick's camp. Did you speak to the NFL?
No, but I have the information as reported by you that the NFL is giving, and it does not jibe with reality.
Okay, all right.
And Cap's team, prior to this maniacal rant from Stephen A., put out a press release of the unequivocal facts of the NFL's blackballing of number 7.
Where I took issue was your execution after you took a knee. So who's behind the scenes? It wasn't just Jay-Z and a host of other people. It was also me.
Smith wants credit for organizing Cap's workout, the one where Colin would relinquish all of his rights.
Nobody in their right mind, and certainly nobody with representation, would have signed this deal with the parameters that we're within right now.
Stephen A., you want credit? I give it to you. I give you credit on the merits of selling out to favor the league. Like Devin Nunes not disclosing. He too was involved with Lev Parnas. Stephen A. held back this important piece of information the entire time he ranted on ESPN's airwaves. Kind of important, don't you think, Stephen?